Hey everybody, I've got a couple of tips about the FRQ on your last test as you're making corrections. I just wanted to give a quick rundown of what you should have had in your free response. So I'm going to present my screen here in a second. And let's take a look at that exam question. So you are given a diagram of these three forests. And in Forest A, you had a high population of deer, but low biodiversity. There's very few types of trees and shrubs. Forest C is the opposite, low deer density, but a lot of biodiversity. Question A, you should have explained that high deer populations related to low biodiversity, or vice versa. Most of you got this part correct. The mistake here was people not relating deer population to biodiversity, but instead talking about, say, lush grass, for example. For part B, you should have identified a plant species that would be a good indicator that deer population was increasing. A lot of people missed this one. You should have chosen a plant that quickly disappears from Forest C as deer populations increase going left. A bunch of people chose hayseed fern or lush grass. And that's a poor choice because lush grass is found in all three habitats, regardless of deer density. For part C, many people got this one correct. The forest that would be most affected would be Forest A, where you would see an increase in biodiversity as deer populations decreased. For part D, this was kind of a freebie. Nobody got it right. You earned the points. Hopefully you know the answer now. Wolves are good examples of K strategists. They're K select species to reproduce fairly slowly and take a lot of care of their young. For part E, I had a couple people choose to agree with the hikers, but that was wrong. We should have chosen to disagree with the hikers because of what was stated in the description at the beginning of the question. For F, you also needed to disagree with the homeowners living near Forest C. There are a couple of ways you could have explained that, but primarily, deer probably have very little effect on the lush grass around Forest C because deer densities are low, and there are plenty of other species that deer prefer still left in Forest C. For part G, a bunch of people incorrectly identified deer or the boulder height as the dependent variable. Those are independent. Instead, the dependent variable needed to be biodiversity. For H, there were a bunch of possible sources: precipitation, shade, sunlight, but you needed to explain those effects. And then finally, for I, you needed to be talking about the principle of primary succession. If you talked about how pioneer species, bacteria, lichens, etc., grow on the rocks and begin to produce soil, you earn that point. And then for J, anthropogenic means man-made. So you needed a man-made scenario that reset soil formation to primary succession. If you did not do that, you didn't earn the points. So that's a quick rundown. Use that to help you in your corrections. You will need to do some more research or look around to find your correct answers. But I hope you guys have a great day. Talk to you later. Goodbye.